I welcome you to the Sri Narayan Dham's 10th Guru Purnima. We are a very young organization as an ashram in South Africa. I think, our 9th Guru Purnima, because we're going to be 10 in October 10th this year. So I think I must have been a very slow child spiritually, that God gave me this mission when I was 51. You know, in school, when we were all in school, the older ones, we had those of us that used to fail. Then we were put in a class called special class. So I think I'm one of those gurus. I failed so badly that I got my mission so late in life. I only passed spiritually at the age of 51. So I am a special child. Alright? Special child of the Lord. And sometimes, or most of the time, special children are given special care, yes? Yes. So I only have one request every Guru Purnima. Please send to me, O Lord, different races, different cultures, different religion, people that are different, because I believe in my special way that Guru Purnima, all religious leaders should be included. And I said this in 2014. In 2014, 1 year after I became a guru, if you go through my discourses, I think it is Vishwadhar, I don't know if you filed it, but in 2014, I wished all the pastors, all the bishops, all the Maulanas, all the Hazrats, and all the Swamis a happy Guru Purnima. I did this in 2014. At that point in time, I had not entered social cohesion or religious cohesion. So you can see when the intent started and when the actuation or fruition took place. See the intent and see the fruition. So my devotees, aspirants and disciples, last week Monday, they spoiled me with a personal Guru Purnima, which I did not want to have. This is my Guru Purnima. And I want every one of you to go on Google. Go on Google. Every Guru Purnima around the world was on social media. Show me one Guru who was blessed as I am blessed today. I have everyone here. I have Islam here. I have Christianity here. I have who my heart wanted to be. And because I'm a special needs Guru, God had to go out of His way and give me my desires. And I explained to one of my aspirants last week at the Guru Purnima that I am a passion Guru. And God doesn't mind I'm not wearing loincloths and dhotis because I'm a special needs guru. So he lets me do and dress as I want and as I please. No, that's not the reason. I want to show that your connection with God is between soul to soul, not how you dress. Although there is a disciplined dressing in Sanatana Dharma, I am a guru of the 21st century, so I dress. I'm born in the Western world. I am born in the Western world, and my living as a human being will be influenced by the West. My scriptures will be influenced by the Supreme Lord Himself, but it is natural when you are immersed in a certain country, on a certain continent, for your consciousness to be synthesized with the consciousness of that place. And I think I am very, very privileged to live in South Africa. I think South Africa is the best, I don't think I know, is the best land in the whole world. This South Africa, our South Africa, and I think because, as I said, I was a special needs guru, he placed me on the best land in the world. Look, if you are retarded spiritually, don't worry. Look what God has given me. And this is what God can give you as well. I want to welcome Pastor Tobela. I wanted you to sing and rock my ashram, but we'll leave it when I end my discourse. So I am very, very blessed spiritually to have each one of you here today. It is God that brought us together, or else we cannot be here today unless it was the wish, the will, and the making of God. Not a leaf can shake unless it is willed by the Supreme Lord. So we are seated here today because this is my desire. It's in my soul. My soul pulses with the beat of oneness. I don't see any difference between anyone and myself seated here today. We just dressed in different bodies. We are all identical. I can't say twins. Twins mean two. We are an infinite amount of souls. And when God sees us as those souls, He only sees the soul. We don't see the vehicle that the soul is inhabiting. He sees the soul. But everyone will agree with me that our Creator is infinite in every way. Our Creator is infinite in every way. Our Creator cannot be named, because if we name Him, He is limited by the name. Our Creator is called by His attributes. Our Creator is called by His attributes in Islam, by His attributes in Sanatana Dharma, by His attributes in Christianity, because God cannot be limited. And if you give Him a name, then His infinity disappears. So this is our Lord, this is our Creator, and He loves diversity. Our Creator loves diversity, and we you and I is the experiment and the evidence. You and I. If we look around us, we have different cultures, different races, different religions. We witnessing this. But we breathe the same air, we eat the same food for sustenance, we take in the same cosmic energy, we are fueled by one type of fuel, but we are different in almost every way. Yes or no? We are experiencing all of this on our own. So my mission is very, very simple, is to give you this message that religion has murdered more people than World War I and World War II together. This is my message. And my message is that although I am a special needs guru, all right, we have been stupid in this killings because we have been killing our own. We have been killing our own. And on these occasions, the Sri Narayan Dham has veered from being specifically Sanatan Dharma, and the reason for that is just around me. There are 5 ashrams that are specific Sanatan Dharma. So if you want to learn meditation, they're there. If you want to learn bhajans, they're there. So I want to give you something different. I want to give you something unique. So most of my events are interfaith. 80% of my events are interfaith because interfaith is hard to get today. Interfaith is hard to get, and because I have a congregation that is understanding, I can bring everyone in through, and the congregation does not get upset. Because if I enter a congregation of another religion, I've done it and I felt it, there is that. So up until the time we reach a mental understanding that we are one, God has given me the opportunity to use this venue without upsetting anybody. All right? Rafiq Hassan was here in May, and his one discourse, we cut it up in 2 parts. It went viral. And his community was up in arms because when we do a TikTok viral, we just cut off excerpts. So if you do not have an understanding of the whole context, and this is our society, they want to kill you. All right? But those of you that know Rafiq Hassan is an Islamic scholar. His credentials are 100%, and he only quotes from the Quran. He's a pure Muslim. He's a absolutely pure Muslim. Do you understand? But he received so much of slack by coming to the ashram and speaking the Quran. Because people are ready to pick up a fight. They are not ready to become friends. You understand? So this is not easy. This, what I am doing, if it was easy, it would have been done a long time ago and everywhere. This is why I am so fortunate Because everyone that is seated here is a general. The Lord has appointed you to kick out hatred, anger, jealousy, animosity, pomposity. All of these things you have been appointed by God. I have my brother Ibi. He will go tonight on Lotus FM. And he's my brother because the very first day we met, I read his Facebook and he stated, I went to an Islamic function and he stated in that it was such a beautiful function, but the cherry on the top was Acharya Shambhramani. Only a brother can say that, in context of what I am saying. You understand? And from that day we have linked. And this link will never be broken. You understand? Because it is soul to soul. He's very brave to have went on Facebook and said that Acharya Shambhramani was the cherry on the top of that function. But not only there, he had the damn cheek to go on Lotus FM and say exactly the same thing. God is showing us that this unification is for real. We can love each other. Respect all, worship your own. And this simple formula, if we carry it out, Bishop, Ibibhai, when my granddaughter, who was 2 years old, who is 2 years old, was sitting with me just now, when she is 20 and we replay this event to her, but if you, myself, Bishop, Rafiq Hassan, Cicelo, if we put our feet down and we don't allow anyone to shake us, Pastor Tovella, nobody shake us, it won't be a unique thing that it is today. Because in 20 years' time, you won't know the difference in a mosque, in an ashram, and in a church. We will be visiting each other. Only thing will be, Bakri Eid I won't be there because I'm a vegetarian. Okay? But we'll be visiting each other. And Bishop here, I've taught him to eat vegetables. When I invite him, his first thought is, hey, vegetables. But my brother is more important. Okay? Look at the love and harmony. If we could quantify the energy inside this ashram EB5, what do you think that quantification will be reading? And how do you think that the Supreme Soul is feeling at this point in time? We are a microcosm of the population on this earth. But how you think the Supreme Soul is feeling at this point in time? All the apples belong to him. Whether it's Granny Smith, whether it's a green apple, whether it's a red apple, whether it's a yellow apple, all the apples belong to him. He is the creator of all the apples. He is the creator of all the species of roses. How many species we have? He is the creator. And similarly, he is the creator in all our diversity. How you think he is feeling when we glorified him in one group today? And this is the trend that we need to be teaching our children. This love needs to flow it needs to pulse from your soul to my soul. And I hope and pray, Bishop, that as long as I live, as long as you live, I see you still grey, I'm gone white. So the color of your hair or your beard tells you your distance when you live in this body. Is it?
Yes.
Maybe we'll take the same train.
Same boat.
All right? So I want to conclude by thanking each and every one of you to be here today. But I wanted to start something tangible, and I hope one day you can do this at your place of worship as well. I just started it. I asked my disciples, my aspirants, and my devotees to continue. This trend must continue. So for us to integrate ourselves with society, we need to commend those that are doing exceptional work in bringing harmony to our humanity. And then Quran speaks of humanity. In fact, the Quran is specific. No humanity, don't even read the Quran. Bible, same story. Bhagavad Gita, same story. No humanity, then you're an animal dressed in a human body. So these instructions are parallel in all our diversity. Humanity comes first. You can have a PhD, you can have all the degrees in this universe, but if you do not have the essence of humanity, then everything else is useless. Because only your humanity quantifies and qualifies your relationship with God. When your soul leaves this body, you can show God all your qualifications. It's not going to take you 1 millimeter closer to Him. But you don't have to show God your humanity, because His consciousness envelops your consciousness the minute you become human. That is when the connection starts between you and the Supreme Lord. And I tell my aspirants, Ilivai, you can meditate how much you want. You can do what you want. You can call God's name 1 billion times. But if the granite inside does not start to melt, you're wasting your time. And I'm also grateful, Pastor Tobila, to bring my children to the ashram. Okay? I have all the forms ready. These children, Vasudeva, you, Aideen, Ashmika, before they leave, the forms are here. I want their names officially so that we can now record them and start taking care of them and nourishing them and giving them. Because God is not going to come directly. God uses instruments. I want to take out a photograph of every child, and every year I want to see where they are in life. I've done this before. I took on children exactly like this, and I tested spiritual intervention in their life, not religious, spiritual intervention in their life, and all of them passed with flying colors, each and every one of them, and in sports they came first. I have over 1,000 thank you letters. They attend all my functions. When they come in, even my love for Archbishop is distilled. I just want to grab them and hug them and be with them. All right? And they feel this. You can't lie to a child. I have written in crayon, written in pen. My name is Acharyaji. They spell it in so many ways. But the love and the warmth in those letters to me, God will have a great fight to replace these children even with him. That is the relationship between myself and these children. Okay? And I just want to end on a lighter note. I think in the last, not Cyril Ramaphosa's election, Zuma's election, I went and we had a birthday. So Tivashni's birthday coincides with my day that I found my angels. I call them angels because it is a dignity. And yes, they are angels because God chose them to suffer. That means they are strong enough to suffer and bring reality and bring people together. It is their pain and suffering that can bring a whole hall full of people together. So they have to be angels. They have to be strong to go through what they are going. And it was election time, and everywhere were boards, Zuma for president. And they made their own boards, Acharyaji for president. And they meant it. I'm serious. In their mind, they meant it when they said Acharyaji for president. So I want to conclude, and I want to say this with love, that whatever happens from the Sri Narayan Dham, whoever I interact with, it's for real. There is no window dressing. This is not for photographs. This is not to show the public. This is to show my Creator. I am only showing my Creator and nobody else. But I use social media because the satanic and the demonic is there. And I want to be where they are. I want to be toe to toe with the demons. And I told somebody this morning that Sanatan Dharma is not that Gandhian principle of submit and kill over. If you tramp my toe and you're a demon, I'm going to tramp your head. I'm not going to kill over. I'm not Mahatma Acharyaji. I'm just straight Acharya Sham Ramanuj. No Mahatma in my name. If you tramp my toe, and if you're a demon, then I'm going to tramp your head, because that is my work. I'm a policeman for demonic forces. I'm a guru. I'm a religious leader. I'm a spiritual leader. If you have demonic qualities in you, my job is to compute it out of you and make you divine. But if you don't, and you want to take me on, you want to tramp my toe, Bishop, please don't take this message to your church and say the Guru said that. All right? So whatever we do here for real. My relationship with the Bishop is for real. I respect him. I give him the highest order of respect always. With Pastor Cizello, with Pastor Tobile, with Ibi Bhai. My respect is of the utmost to have great leaders like you in South Africa. I am so blessed. I am so blessed to be standing with strong leaders like you. I can traverse any part of this earth because you are not behind me. You are with me. You are with me. So I want to thank you very much. But before I do that, these certificates is what I want to bring into actuation at every Guru Purnima. I want to handpick people that have made a notable difference in society. And from my humble self, remember I'm that special Guru, alright? I want to give you a certificate on every Guru Purnima. We're going to find people, and if you've been exceptional, you can get another certificate in that year of work that you have done. Alright? So let's see, we place this in any order. Ibi Bhai knows how fair I am. Alright? In my oneness and social cohesion, there can be no bias. Alright? So, whoever's name is called first doesn't mean to say that you are number one in the class. Alright? I don't think this person is yet. So Zama Zoga. No. You saw? No bias. Okay, she carries my surname. Keshri Sharon Singh. She is an author. She is an author. She looked for oneness around the world. She immersed herself in oneness. Her past, very painful. But had it not been for this pain, she would not be standing next to the Guru today. So would pain, would hell, comes heaven. And today, Geshe, I want to give you total respect from where you started in life to all your trauma, and what really drew me to you is that you were not selfish with your trauma. You took your trauma and today you're using that experience to help as many people around the world as you can. Oneness is now next to where you live. You don't have to go around the world anymore. The Sri Narayan Dham should be a place where you want to experience this type of oneness, although you have experience. So I want to give you this certificate. I want to thank you for helping all God's children that you have helped in your lifetime, and may this inspire you to help millions more. South Africa needs you, Geshe. We're in a turmoil, we're in a depression, and I hope you join the bandwagon to change the dynamics of our country. Thank you very much. A young man articulates himself better than many vetos. I think 99.999% of Westerners will be very envious of my young pastor, of my young lawyer, of handsome.
He knows who he is.
Handsome. Community worker. He's everywhere with his bishop.
Yeah.
Wherever his bishop is, he's there. And I even saw him in the trenches with his bishop. He's an example of a guru-disciple relationship. He's an absolute example of a guru-disciple relationship. He is disciplined. He is honest. And most important, he is respectful. With all of his titles, his humility cannot be quantified. You'll never say he's a lawyer. You'll never say he's a pastor. You'll never say he's a prominent worker in society. He belongs. He's the acting secretary for the Provincial Spiritual Policing Forum. Okay? On that committee is my senior. Okay? So, Pastor, you give myself and Bishop hope. Because when we are gone, we know the mission continues. Your strength in this organization, your strength in South Africa, you are going to be a dynamic role. And you're going to give South Africa. You're a giver for this country. Or else you'll be seated in your office somewhere, charging and robbing people of 30, 40 grand a case. Alright? Thank you very much. I thank God for having you and I been associated. May this certificate inspire you. Keep it near your headboard. And every time your mind wants to change, look at the certificate. You'll see me talking through there. I want every one of you to turn your dials on Radio Lotus tonight. I want every one of you to turn your dials on Radio Lotus tonight. What time? 9 o'clock. Get up. Make sure you are awake at 9. This beautiful voice, this honey-like voice. Ibi Bhai is, I think last year he told me he's 70. 73. Ibi Bhai is 73. But God has given him grace. If you want to know what grace means, Ibi Bhai is the personification of God's grace. He moves with lightness. You will never say 73. I'm going to be grinding my teeth when I get up from here. So most of you don't watch the glimmers of my back pain. And I'm only 61. Lighty. Lighty, alright? Ibi Bhai has done a lot of work in the community. He's not a frontliner, but he's brave behind the mic. And I want to see him for many, many more Guru Purnimas. You must, every year you must go on the Hindu calendar and see on which date Guru Purnima is. And you'll know that first weekend, you don't take on anything. Really? I know you're going to mention this tonight.
Yes, I will.
You're going to play a special Qawwali in context tonight for the Sri Narayan Dham. Thank you. Can you feel it? A man that you might think is from America.
TD Jake's brother.
He's our own bishop.
Our own TD Jakes.
He is involved. He is eloquent. And he is full of knowledge. And Pastor Togala, you stated that without knowledge we die at your last preaching. And pastor is a pastor. More than a pastor is a humanitarian. And him and I do not talk a lot. I keep him official. Because that's his stature. And I'd like him to be there in that official stature. I give him all the respect. I have not befriended him for a reason, is because he has a great mission to accomplish. And for me to be effective with him, then we have to be strict where strictness is needed. But I know his disciple very well, so if I need some information to go to him, sometime I whisper it in his disciples' ear. We got connection. Bishop, people may not know you yet, but soon South Africa will know. Because what you do behind the scenes, the amount of knowledge you have, you can take Bishop and put him in any interview relative to any topic, and Bishop will flow. God has given him that capacity, and I am very, very honored and proud to be in the company of such a man of such great knowledge. But his humility also cannot be measured. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you. Thank you. So every once in a while, a guru finds a disciple. Well, the guru-disciple relationship is eternal. It means, but just for the context of this certificate that I'm awarding, every once in a while the guru finds a disciple, and the guru pushes the disciple beyond bounds immediately. So I think this, well, I should be calling her an aspirant. I think she's here for you. Here for your fifth satsang? Timera. Yeah. Okay. She even lost count of that number. And I was in special class. So, I love law. I have a passion for law. And everything in this universe runs by law. Some material law, but genuine God's law. Genuine God's law. So I found from a very young boy, I would delve deep into all types of law. I was a policeman for 10 years. If I arrested you, I made sure you went to jail. Now, even if Timera was your defending attorney, I still sent you to jail. Because I wrote my statement, date, time, place of offense, and I put my witnesses properly, watertight arrest. Okay? And then I had the opportunity to join some advocates and attorneys. I became a director in a law firm, and my job was to investigate. And I would investigate the crime, and I would provide the advocate or attorney with the bullets to win the case. And I did it perfectly. So if they needed one bullet, I gave them a whole magazine. Alright? So this young girl, I hope she sticks with the Guru. I hope she sticks with the Guru. But in this little while that I know her, I have asked her to help. And her help came straight from her heart. Okay? So I want her heart to be 50% lawyer, 50% pro bono.
Okay.
Okay, another lawyer. And if the heart is 50% lawyer and 50% pro bono, you are 100% with God. You are 100% with God. So I am awarding Miss Samuel. I knew her dad very well. Mr. Samuels from Chatsworth. Everyone should know him. I knew him very well. This is the daughter, and I want to motivate her. And I told her defending, and I nudged her into criminal. I nudged her into taking criminal cases, and I'd like her to use her Guru to springboard into one of the best criminal law firms in South Africa. I'm also putting her up in front here, Bishop, because when somebody from your church needs help, now you know you have a loan. Because with help comes the money factor. And this is where we cannot, sorry, I'm taking some of your disciples' clients away. But our team is just growing.
Yes.
Our team is just growing. So tomorrow when you get a call from EB for shooting a red robot, please attend immediately. On behalf of the Sri Narayan Dham, of everyone here, we wish you tomorrow a successful, for now, legal journey. Legal journey. Guru will divert you later. But for now, just continue doing the good work that you are doing. You're making Dad proud in heaven, and you're making Mom very, very proud. Well, there was a pastor that came into this ashram and rocked the daylights out of this ashram.
There's two now. We don't know which one. We don't know which one, Chachi.
Pure heart. Pure heart. I picked up one of her disciples on my way to Radio Inanda. And she said, Guru, Queen, if you watch Inanda FM tonight, they're there every Sunday. What time? From 7 to 10. Queen, her name is Queen. She said, Queen Rejoice. She said, I was just going through TikTok and I saw my pastor in your ashram. And this is how vibrant this pastor is, and this is how much she is loved by those that are following. But I think the greatest gift she has given me is all the children that are seated here. There can be no greater gift than that. And I thank you, Pastor. I thank you. You are doing great work. Everyone can see and witness the work that she is doing. She is there in Durban. She is helping everyone who needs her help tirelessly. And if we who say we are representatives of the Supreme Lord do not acknowledge you, then we'll be amiss for holding those titles. Because whatever I am telling you today, Pastor Tobile, is not from me. It's coming from our Creator to continue the work. We're going to get an administration together, and we can only just continue on our humanitarian work that we are doing. We have Chimera there. Get her involved in your committee. She'll come down and she will do with her mom. With her mom. Mom is passing everything on to the daughter. Alright? You have Mrs. Samuels, you have Miss Samuels, and if you have any red tape that's troubling you anywhere, you saw the height. You saw the height of Miss Samuels. This is how she's winning the cases. That height and pointing her fingers at the prosecutor. And you know that look, I'll meet you outside. She is winning the cases. Pastor Tobela, I want to see you and I with this certificate on TikTok, because I think she lives in that domain. Every second snippet on TikTok is Pastor Tobela. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, as soon as I finish, you're going to come. Pastor Julie. Again, when I started my interfaith, right at the outset, we met through God, Pastor Julie and myself. As I said, Bishop, if somebody tramped my toes, I tramped their head. Somebody tramped Pastor Julie's toes on social media. And I tramped their head. And we met. I wanted to see who this person is getting tramped. So we met in a very unique way. We didn't know each other. And I didn't like what was happening to her. And you know what happened? She wished Muslims happy Eid. And the church whacked her. And I whacked the church. And then I found her. And this is how our relationship. Look at how far we went today. She's an integral part of this ashram. Everybody loves her here. All right? Just, yeah. Come.
With respect.
Yes.
With respect to everybody, Guru has just mentioned that our Pastor Julie here mentioned, wish the Muslims well. You know, I'm going to take you back, and I know many of you were there at this program last year sometimes, where Guru was invited together with a host of other dignitaries as well as friends from the other denominations. And I was the program director at this program. I'm not going to mention names for obvious reasons, but sadly, you know, we get this holier than thou personalities out there. And one of them, sadly, was one of our very own sheikhs, the Maulana himself. And after, you know, Guru and his entourage walked in, I welcomed them. Because the person's house they walked in was also a revert to Islam. And when they walked in there, we made space for them to be seated. And the Sheikh, the Maulana himself, did not feel too good about that. And he left the gathering. And I, being the program director, I had to get the audience back focused. So I took the mic and I said, to each his own. To each his own. For some reason, the Maulana didn't want to be part of this program and he's left the program. But we, as a congregation that is here, the audience that is here, we believe that we are all God's children. And of course, God has chosen Acharya, His Holiness, to be there together with his team. And who the hell are we now to make him feel uncomfortable? I told him that our God is a just God. You know, in Tamil there is a saying that Sami kita muna kanen kede. They said God has 3 eyes, you know. He watches you with the 3rd eye. And I said none of us have the right to, you know, to distinguish anybody or to make somebody feel uncomfortable. And I said, please be there. God will definitely reward you for your spirituality and for being in an auspicious function where his disciples, where his vicegerents were being remembered that day. And there you are. And that's exactly what he does. He invites people of all different denominations and faith and makes us all feel comfortable. And also the members of your foundation here, I must commend them. Whenever we came, or wherever they met me, or met any one of us, with so much of love, with so much of friendship, they made us all feel comfortable. And thank you guys so much. Thank you so much.
I was also honored, Bishop. I was also honored to give Julie, Pastor Julie, then her doctorate as a guru at a function by another archbishop. So he gave me this doctorate in a frame like this, and he said, award it to Dr. Pastor Bishop Julie Chetty. I'm just bringing in the pastor here. I like her to rectify it, all right? But this is a relationship, Bhai. Look how it turned, where it came from. Now, if I wasn't a head tramping Guru, Bhai, you think we would have reached this stage? So, it is through my militancy that today we can be seated here. Because there are so many demonic people. In fact, today, when this social media snippets go on TikTok, there'll be 90 people against what we did. Only 10 people is going to comment in the positive. This is the world we live in. And as long as this world exists, Julie, I'll be tramping heads. Would you? You all heard her singing? You all felt her potency? There is a power within the pastor, yes or no? Yes. Have you all felt it? Yes. Yes. So I'm not going to take a whole lot of people. When I'm in trouble, I just pick Bishop Julie. All right? So her dad, I haven't seen him for a long time. I wish he also makes an appearance at the ashram. He's a pastor. He's a pastor. And through Julie, I have connected, interconnected, and integrated to where I am today, either directly or indirectly. And this certificate certificate of appreciation, Julie. You deserve it. This is not a photo shoot. You deserve it. I just want to say, I was just informed by Jessica, but before you leave, they're going to find your original. I don't know. Okay? Make sure you use your power to get that original.
Thank you, Guruji. You and I, we didn't just meet. We met a long time ago. We're all spiritual beings in human clothing. God is not going to come down in wings. You and I are angels to one another. There is no religion but the religion of love. There is only one act, and that's the act of humanity. There is only one language, and that's the language of the heart. There is only one caste, and that's humanity, the caste of humanity. What you sow is what you reap. People that are religious will not understand spiritual things. They are religiously blinded. We spiritual people, we can see beyond. And I need to tell you, when Guruji was telling you how he met me on social media, I'm a person, I believe in interfaith. I believe that we all are one. Our paths are different. We all have the same blood, irrespective of what race or nationality we come from. If you die, you're not going to say, I want Christian blood. I want Muslim blood. You're going to get any kind of blood. No prophet came down and created religion. They preach love. Because God is love and love is God. And only if you have God within you can you love one another as your own. But if you don't have God, you cannot love the next person. You will kill one another. And if people can't understand what is going on here, they are far from God. Because love, joy, peace, and happiness comes from God. Carnality, discord, jealousy, hatred, and anger is not of God. It's the opposite of God. So if anybody is going to take this any other way, they're not godly people. They haven't reached agape love. If you have agape love, it's not ordinary love. Love sees beyond. It don't look at race and color. It sees the need and it meets it. It sees the hurt and it heals it. I'm not one for positions. You see me, I would sing and dance anywhere. I'm a participator. I'm not just a spectator. Ministry, whether you're a priest, whether you're a mulana, it's not just behind the pulpit. It's out there in the marketplace. No sense when somebody has something, you say, God bless you. When that person needs food to eat. That person needs a warm bed. That person needs shelter. Your actions need to speak louder than words. Many of us want to be seen. We want to be dignitaries. We want to use other people's platforms so we can get famous. No. Grace comes from God. If you need to be positioned, you seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things shall be added unto you. Man won't give it to you. It's the supreme Lord, in whichever way you acknowledge, he will make that way for you. God is your way maker, miracle worker, and promise keeper. God bless you all. Amen. I'm going to get to this. You gave me my doctorate. That's a doctorate of divinity. That year, God spoke to me and said, go into your office, you're going to get double grace. And when I was going through that whole thing with Facebook, I just wished the Muslims Eid Mubarak. So a Christian, he's not even a pastor, but he acted as a pastor and said, you know what? You're shaking hands with the devil? How can you make a statement like that? He said, if you were with the Hindus and with the Muslims, I'm shaking hands. I want this. I know social media is going to see this. He made a statement and he put me on shame and fame. What? Shame. Yeah. He put me on a where you shame. Name and shame. Name and shame. My daughter had seen the article. She said, Mommy, who's this Pastor David? who's David Naidu? I said, I don't know. I said, why, baby? She said, Mommy, better you don't see this. But God was so good that my daughter wasn't there, and I happened to go on Facebook and I'd seen this. Somebody gave me he sent this to somebody to put it on name and shame. It so happened I searched this guy. When I searched this guy, I see he had my article there. Hey, I went on. I said, I'm going to respond. I'm a very straightforward person. You can either like me or don't like me. But if we're children of God, you go head on. You don't fight for anybody. So I put that post, and I think I was busy defending myself. That's how Guruji met me. And I was here that Thursday, I think, isn't it? He came and he picked me up from home, and I sat here. And when I sat here, he's talking about the Archbishop. I received a call. I didn't know what it was, right? He said, because I was being monitored on social media about that. He said, I want you to meet us at the church tomorrow. I said, okay. And I didn't know they had a discussion about me. So the night, when I dress for a function, I always ask God, what should I dress? So God says to me, you dress a prophetic, I have a prophetic ministry, so you dress prophetically. So I wore white and gold. So I went there, thinking I'm just going for a church service as one of the pastors. So I had all the professors sit there, and they called me. They said, you know what? You dress for success. And you must know, at that time, I was going through a very trying time. My heart was breaking because what was going on in social media, And he said, you dress for success. And he had to check the spirits. So he checked, they all checked and said, you know what? Go put on a bishop's gown for her. She's a doctor of theology because we've been monitoring her through Facebook. And I've done my 3 years. When I became a pastor, I didn't understand that I did theology, of a very high level. They said, but how come you have the post as a pastor? I know who I am. But you see, it takes God to use certain people to put that special anointing upon you. So I received my Doctor of Theology at that time. And in December, I received my Doctor of Divinity. So we thank God for divine intervention. That only comes from God and not man. So thank you and God bless you.
Well, 3 years ago, there was a pastor that said it's very dangerous to hand a mic to a pastor. I just want to qualify on that. I've noticed, and I only have 2 female pastors. It is very dangerous to give the mic to a female. And coming next is the last female pastor. I don't think she's going to be too long. I just want her to sing a song for me, that is all. Alright, because we have run out of time. There's Bibi Bhai have to go home and do his preparation for tonight's show. Okay? So you can sing a nice 3-4 minute song and let them feel Pastor Tobela. Pastor?
So the kids are the one going to sing for you today. They have a surprise for you. Wazamada Putumani Kataseko, Putumani. So they're preparing themselves for the whole week. They just wanted to sing something for you.